at the end of this month, so let's go tour some apartments. Grabbed a matcha because we're gonna need some caffeine, and we did hot today because it's raining outside, so let's get the day started. I'm not quite sure yet if I am going to be living in a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom this upcoming year, so we're looking at both options today. This is the 1-bedroom at the first complex that I looked at. Overall, it was a pretty standard layout, but what I fell in love with was this closet, which had a washer and dryer in it, which I typically don't really see, so I thought that was really cool. Next up was this 1-bedroom with a den, which I thought was pretty cool because it almost pretty much looked like a 2-bedroom because the den was basically its own room and had its own bathroom, so I thought that was pretty neat. This was one of the model units, so they had everything furnished. But the top things I'm looking for in my new apartment is lighting. I want all wood floors. I don't like carpet. I need an in-unit dryer and washer, a big closet, and then also the overall location factors into my decision. So overall, I loved the units that I was seeing at this complex, but what really sold me were the amenities. This is probably the nicest apartment gym I have ever seen, and it's honestly nicer than some commercial gyms that I've been to, so this was a big plus. And I didn't film this, but they have a whole locker room with a dry sauna, and the leasing agent told me that they're also going to be putting in a steam room soon, so that was also a huge plus. Had a quick break to go to the gym and eat some food, and now we're at the second apartment for the day. So this was a 2-bedroom at the next building that I toured. I honestly loved the style of this kitchen. I love the wood floors and I love the big windows. The closet in this first bedroom was a little bit on the smaller end, but not a huge deal. And the bathrooms had these mirrors with like a built-in ring light, but I don't think they had like the power turned on for the tour. Loved this big glass sliding door in the primary bedroom, and it also had a pretty big closet with some nice built-in shelving. Honestly, really loved this unit overall, and the amenities were pretty nice too. I wasn't as gagged by this gym as the previous apartment, but it was still pretty nice. And here's the final complex that we're touring for the day. I decided to check out a few 2-bedrooms here. This first one I felt like was a pretty standard 2-bedroom layout. I really liked the style of the kitchen. I wish the windows in the living room were just a little bit bigger, especially after seeing the last apartment. And I also wasn't a huge fan of this specific wood floor style, but I feel like the rooms were a pretty decent size, and honestly, the closets were massive in both rooms, which was a huge plus. Good sized bathrooms as well, and then here is the view from the balcony. And then lastly, I checked out this 2-bedroom unit. This was such a stunning unit. Loved the flooring and the high ceilings, and I felt like it just got such good natural light. As much as I loved this one, I just feel like I don't need this much space, and I honestly feel like I could just get a smaller space that fits my needs and save the money for other things like travel. Here's a quick little walkthrough of this complex's amenities. They had a pretty decent gym, and then they had a really nice rooftop pool. Well, those are all the apartments that I checked out today. Let me know